¿Sentís que tu inglés no avanza? Es porque en todos los cursos te enseñan las mismas palabras de siempre que no usás en tu día a día. Hoy, entre redes sociales y el trabajo desde casa, necesitas un vocabulario moderno y funcional que se adapte a lo que realmente haces. Por eso te traigo 30 palabras en inglés que hoy tienen más uso real que muchos verbos tradicionales. Actualiza tu inglés con lo que sí importa. Ghost presente, ghost. Pasado, ghosted. Participio, ghosted. She ghosted me after our third date. Me ignoró por completo después de nuestra tercera cita.
Backup. Always back up your files before updating. Hacer una copia de seguridad, muy usado en contexto digital. DM. Direct message. He deemed me the link. Enviar un mensaje directo en redes sociales.
Crash en contexto informal, presente crash, pasado crashed, participio crashed. I was so tired, I just crashed on the couch. Estaba tan cansado que me quedé dormido en el sofá.
Boost. They boosted the post to reach more people. Promocionar una publicación pagada o aumentar visibilidad. Mute. I muted the group chat. Silenciar notificaciones o conversaciones.
Binge watch, presente. Binge watch, pasado. Binge watched, participio. Binge watched. I binge watched the whole season last night. Me vi toda la temporada anoche de un tirón.
Hack. He hacked his routine to be more productive. Mejorar algo con trucos o estrategias no convencionales. Host. She posted a new photo yesterday. Publicar contenido en redes.
Viral, adjetivo, pero usado como verbo informal. Expresión, go viral. Presente, go viral. Pasado, went viral. Participio, gone viral. My video went viral overnight. Mi video se volvió viral de la noche a la mañana.
Ping. Ping me when you're ready to start. Mandó un mensaje breve o recordatorio muy usado en ambientes laborales digitales. Swipe. She swiped left on his profile. Deslizar en la pantalla, común en apps como Tinder o Instagram.
FaceTime presente. FaceTime pasado. FaceTimed. Participio. FaceTimed. We FaceTimed for hours last night. Hablamos por videollamada durante horas anoche.
Streamline. We need to streamline the workflow. Simplificar o hacer más eficiente un proceso. Zoom. We Zoom every Monday at 10. Hacer una videollamada por Zoom o similar.
Screenshot como verbo moderno. Presente, screenshot. Pasado, screenshotted, took a screenshot. Ambas formas se usan. I screenshot the chat just in case. Capturé la conversación por si acaso.
Tag. Don't forget to tag me in the photo. Etiquetar a alguien en una publicación. Unfollow. I unfollowed him after all that drama. Dejar de seguir a alguien en redes.
Flex presente. Flex. Pasado. Flexed. Participio. Flexed. Él siempre flexes his new gear on Instagram. Siempre presume sus cosas nuevas en Instagram.
Subscribe. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Suscribirse a contenido digital. Stream. I usually stream music while working. Transmitir contenido en línea.
Reboot presente. Reboot. Pasado. Rebooted. Participio. Rebooted. She's trying to reboot her career. Está intentando reiniciar su carrera.
Track. Sí, I use an app to track my sleep and workouts. Seguir o monitorear algo, como hábitos o datos. Scroll. I was just scrolling through my feed. Desplazarse por el contenido.
DM slide. Expresión informal de redes. Presente. Slide into DMs. Pasado. Slid into DMs. Participio. Slid into DMs. He slid into her DMs with a funny meme. Le escribió por privado con un meme gracioso.
Troll. Someone was trolling me in the comments. Provocar o molestar a otros en línea con comentarios maliciosos. Cancel. He got cancelled for his tweet. Cancelar a alguien públicamente por algo que dijo o hizo.
Stream snipe. Común en gaming. Presente. Stream snipe. Pasado. Stream sniped. Participio. Stream sniped. He got banned for stream sniping the player. Lo banearon por interferir en la transmisión del jugador.
Vlog. She vlogs her daily routine on YouTube. Grabar y compartir un videoblog. Upload, download. I uploaded the file to the drive. Subir o bajar archivos, muy común hoy.
You know how sometimes you're trying to explain something online, or you're reading a post and it feels like there's this whole layer of language that, well, traditional grammar lessons just didn't prepare you for. That's what we're diving into today, just for you.
That's absolutely right. The way we communicate, especially, in digital spaces, it's evolved so rapidly. Just think about all the actions and interactions that are now totally commonplace online.
Yeah.
They've naturally led to like a whole new set of verbs.
Exactly. So, for this deep dive, we've compiled a really interesting collection of what we can probably call modern English verbs. We've looked at articles that specifically highlight these words, the ones you see popping up constantly on social media, in your apps, kind of all across the digital landscape.
And our mission really is to unpack these for you. We want to go beyond just like the dictionary definition and really understand how these verbs function in your daily online life. Why are they so relevant now? What do they actually mean when you see them used? We're aiming to give you, well, a shortcut to feeling completely fluent in today's digital vernacular.
Okay, let's unpack this and hopefully give you that aha moment where these words just click into place. To make it a bit easier to grasp, we've grouped these verbs into some logical themes. Let's start with something you probably do every single day, consuming online content. Think about the verb stream.
Oh, yeah.
It's everywhere, isn't it?
It really is. And if you look at the articles you shared, the sheer ubiquity of stream really jumps out. At its core, it just means transmitting content online, usually in real time.
Right.
The sources emphasized how constantly this word comes up, in discussions about music platforms like Spotify, video sites like YouTube, and of course, when you're deciding what to watch on Netflix or wherever.
Totally.
Consider how the shift to stream signifies this fundamental change for you.
Yeah.
Moving from owning physical media like CDs or DVDs to just accessing these vast libraries online.
Absolutely. You might say, I usually stream music while working. It's become like the default for so many of us. Then there's swipe. Such a simple physical gesture, but wow, it's become a really loaded verb in the digital world. Especially for you if you use dating apps.
Oh, got it.
Or even just browse Instagram stories.
That's a great point. One of the articles you provided actually discussed how these touch-based interfaces have fundamentally reshaped our language around interaction. And swipe is a perfect example. It's not just about the physical motion anymore. It's deeply connected with navigating specific digital environments.
Yeah.
You hear, she swiped left on his profile. And you instantly understand that dismissal within the context of an app like Tinder. Have you ever thought about how such a small gesture now carries so much meaning?
Definitely. And I mean, who hasn't spent what feels like hours just scrolling?
Right.
It's another one that describes a really fundamental digital action for you, whether you're on your phone or your computer.
Exactly. And what's interesting, as highlighted in some of your sources, is the almost passive nature the verb scroll has kind of come to imply. I was just scrolling through my feed. It paints that picture, doesn't it? Of that continuous, often undirected engagement with the endless streams of information presented to you daily.
For sure. Now let's move on to how we connect with each other, especially visually. Zoom. That's become a real household name in recent years, for better or worse, hasn't it?
Oh, absolutely.
I bet you've been on your fair share of Zoom calls.
It has.
Yeah.
And it's fascinating how a platform name can just become a verb in its own right.
Yeah.
Zoom started as a specific company, right? But as some of your articles pointed out, it's now often used generically to mean making any video call online.
Right, regardless of the app.
Exactly. Regardless of whether you're actually using the Zoom application, we Zoom every Monday at 10. It's just concise and universally understood now, especially for you if you work remotely or connect with family far away.
And when video isn't necessary, or maybe you need a more private exchange, there's DM, right? Short for direct message. It's something I'm sure you've used quite a bit on social media.
Absolutely. The rise of DM reflects that increasing importance of private online communication alongside, the public posts. He DM'd me the link is just a quick, easy way to convey that he sent a private message with that info directly to you or someone else.
No, sometimes you just need a break from all that constant digital connection, right? And that's where the verb mute comes in. I know I've hit that mute button more times than I can count.
Yeah, mute is a perfect example of a verb that speaks to our need to manage the, well, sometimes overwhelming flow of digital notifications and conversations.
Totally.
As some of your sources discussed, whether it's silencing alerts from an app or a specific group chat, saying, I muted the group chat, clearly communicates your decision to temporarily step back from that immediate engagement.
Okay, on the more permanent side of managing your online connections, we have unfollow. It's a pretty direct action in the social media world. Have you ever unfollowed someone?
Oh, definitely. Unfollow reflects the curated nature of your online experience, doesn't it? I unfollowed him after all that drama. Clearly indicates your choice to no longer receive updates from that person, often due to like a specific event or just ongoing content that you'd rather not see in your feed.
Makes sense. Of course, the flip side of unfollowing is actually putting content out there in the first place, which brings us to probably the most fundamental verb of social media, post.
Right.
I'm sure you see countless posts every day.
Post is as basic as it gets, really. It simply means publishing content online. You know, she posted a new photo yesterday. It's a foundational action for how we share information, thoughts, aspects of our lives online for you and others to see.
And underpinning so much of your digital activity, really, is the movement of files. We have that classic pair, upload and download.
The workhorses.
Totally. You probably do both multiple times a day without even thinking about it.
These two are truly the workhorses of the digital age, like you said.
Yeah.
As your sources highlighted, download, getting apps, files, music, and putting files onto the internet or your devices, like I uploaded the file to the drive. They're constant, essential actions in your online life. They are the fundamental verbs of digital exchange that enable so much of what you do online.
Okay, now let's shift gears a bit to a more, maybe culturally loaded verb, cancel. This one has really entered the mainstream conversation, and I'm sure you've heard it used in various contexts.
Indeed. Yeah, it's fascinating how a relatively common verb has taken on this very specific and, let's be honest, often controversial meaning, particularly in the context of what's been termed cancel culture.
Right.
As one of your articles discussed, to get canceled means facing public disapproval, often leading to a loss of platform, reputation, or opportunities because of something said or done. It raises some interesting questions about online accountability, doesn't it?
It definitely does. Okay, let's move on to more nuanced ways we interact online. Tag is a big one, right? Especially if you're active on social media or involved in any kind of online marketing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Tagging someone, don't forget to tag me in the photo, is a key way to link people to specific online content, making it visible to their networks. Actually, one of the marketing articles you shared specifically mentioned how businesses use tagging to increase the reach of their campaigns.
Oh, interesting.
By linking customers to their products and posts. So when you see someone tagged, it's often a deliberate effort to connect people and content.
Right, makes sense. And for those who create their own video content, vlog has become a really popular format. I'm sure you've come across various vlogs on platforms like YouTube.
Oh yeah, vlog, that blend of video and blog, it really represents the dominance of video as a primary form of online storytelling now.
Holy.
When someone says she vlogs her daily routine on YouTube, it gives you a clear picture of this type of content creation, which, well, it's become a significant part of the digital landscape for many individuals and creators.
Staying with the idea of keeping tabs on things, the verb track itself has taken on a lot of new digital meanings for you, hasn't it?
Absolutely. Track, in its modern usage, really emphasizes the data-driven aspects of our lives. Saying, I use an app to track my sleep and workouts, shows how readily available technology is for you to monitor pretty much everything from your physical health to the progress of a package you've ordered online.
Yeah, true. Unfortunately, the internet isn't always a friendly space, and that brings us to the verb troll. I'm sure you've witnessed or maybe even experienced online trolling.
Sadly, yeah. Troll accurately describes a prevalent form of online negativity. If someone says, someone was trolling me in the comments, you immediately understand they were being deliberately provoked or upset by, malicious online remarks.
Right.
Some of your sources discuss the ongoing challenges of dealing with this kind of online toxicity. It's a real issue.
Definitely. On a more positive note, though, for those trying to get their content seen by more people, there's the option to boost a post. Have you ever seen a boosted post in your social media feeds?
Yeah, you see sponsored or similar tags. Boost is a crucial term in the world of digital marketing and social media strategy. When someone says they boosted the post to reach more people, It explains how content can be promoted either through paid advertising or sometimes through the platform's algorithms, just to increase its visibility to a wider audience, potentially including you.
Now, hack is an interesting one because it has a couple of really relevant modern meanings, and I bet you've encountered both.
You're absolutely right. Hack can refer to the serious context of cybersecurity, right? Like someone trying to gain unauthorized access to an account. Very negative.
Yeah.
But it also has this much more informal meaning, as in he hacked his routine to be more productive. One of your articles even provided examples of these life hacks.
Oh yeah, life hacks.
Those clever, often unconventional shortcuts or improvements that you might try to make your daily life easier or more efficient. It's interesting how the same word can have such different implications, you know?
Totally. Speaking of making things more efficient, streamline is a verb that's definitely relevant in today's fast-paced world, especially in work environments. I know I've heard this word used a lot in meetings.
Oh yeah. Streamline is all about optimizing processes. When someone says we need to streamline the workflow, it's a clear indication of a need to make things more efficient, maybe less complicated, something that probably impacts your work life or even personal projects.
And for a quick way to get someone's attention online, there's the verb ping. It's like a little digital tap on the shoulder, isn't it?
Exactly. Yeah, ping has become a standard way to send a brief dangle message, often just as a quick check-in or a reminder. Saying ping me when you're ready to start is typical usage in digital work environments for that quick, informal communication, something you might do with colleagues or friends all the time.
Okay, if you find content online that you really enjoy or want to keep up with, the natural next step is often to subscribe. I'm sure you're subscribed to various channels or newsletters.
Definitely. Subscribe is a fundamental action for engaging with online content creators and platforms. When someone says, don't forget to subscribe to my channel, it's that common call to action.
Yeah, you hear it everywhere.
And it's crucial for creators on platforms like YouTube, and also for you to stay updated with the content you actually appreciate.
And to protect all that valuable digital content that you engage with and maybe even create, it's so essential to back up your files. It's something we all know we should do more often.
Oh, absolutely. Preaching to the choir here, backup is a vital verb in the context of technology and digital security. The advice, always back up your files before updating, is crucial, highlighting the importance for you of creating copies of your digital data to prevent potential loss. It's just smart practice.
Definitely. Of course, a very basic but incredibly essential online action that you probably do constantly is just to share content.
Share is fundamental. It's core to the very nature of social media and online communication.
Right.
It's simply the act of distributing content, whether it's, a funny meme, an interesting article, important news across various platforms and messaging services, allowing you to connect with others over shared information.
And to even participate in most of these online activities, the very first step you usually have to take is to log in. It's basically a daily ritual for almost anyone online now.
Log in is indeed a daily necessity for almost everyone using online platforms.
Yeah.
It's that act of accessing your accounts by entering your credentials.
Yeah.
And it's the gateway, really, to your entire digital world and all the interactions you have within it.
For those times when you discover a truly captivating series or maybe a long playlist online, there's the phenomenon of binge watching. Have you ever found yourself doing that?
Oh, who hasn't? Binge watch perfectly captures that modern experience of consuming multiple episodes of a series consecutively.
Yeah.
Often facilitated by streaming platforms like Netflix and others that just drop entire seasons at once, making it super easy for you to get hooked.
So easy. And for quickly capturing moments or information you see on your screen, we all know how to screenshot. It's a really handy tool, isn't it?
Incredibly handy. Screenshot has become an incredibly common action, whether it's to save a funny social media post you saw, share information quickly in a work context, or just capture something interesting online. It's just a ubiquitous tool for preserving digital content moments.
Staying on the visual communication front, FaceTime has become kind of synonymous with video calls for many people, even if they're not using a specific Apple device. I'm sure you've used it to connect with friends or family.
Yeah, well, it originally was the name of Apple's video calling feature, FaceTime, much like Zoom, has become a more generic term for just making video calls. It's used frequently in both personal and professional contexts, regardless of the actual app you might be using.
Now we're getting into some maybe more niche but still relevant modern verbs. Gamers will definitely be familiar with stream snipe. Have you ever heard that term?
Ah, yes. Stream snipe. It's a very specific term within the online gaming community. It refers to that tactic, often considered really unsportsmanlike. A player watching a live stream of their opponent while playing them to gain an unfair advantage in the game. It's a phenomenon pretty unique to the world of live-streamed gaming content that some of you listening might be familiar with.
Right. And in the world of online relationships and interactions, ghost is a sadly common verb. I think many people have either experienced it or know someone who has.
Yeah, unfortunately. Ghost describes the abrupt and crucially unexplained cessation of all communication with someone online. It's become a prevalent term, particularly in the context of dating and online friendships, for suddenly ignoring someone, leaving the other person just wondering what happened in their digital interaction with you or someone else. Not great.
Not great at all. Here are a couple of informal ones that have gained a lot of traction online. Crash. You might hear someone say they're going to crash at a friend's place.
Right. Crash in its modern informal usage can mean like falling asleep suddenly out of sheer exhaustion.
Yeah.
Or it can mean arriving somewhere unannounced, often with the intention to stay the night. It's a casual verb that reflects a certain laid-back approach to plans, maybe, or just that sudden onset of tiredness that you might experience.
And finally, for those who like to, shall we say, show off their successes or possessions, there's the verb flex. You see this a lot on social media, don't you?
Oh yeah. Flex has become really popular on social media as a way to display one's achievements, possessions, or even physique, often in a, well, boastful way. You'll see it used frequently to describe posts showcasing expensive items or impressive accomplishments that people want to show you.
And for many content creators, the ultimate goal, the dream really, is for their content to go viral. I'm sure you've seen videos or posts that have just exploded in popularity online.
To go viral, that is the dream for many online creators. It describes when a piece of online content, whether it's a video, image, or post, suddenly becomes massively popular and spreads rapidly across the internet, reaching potentially millions of viewers, including you.
So, wow, as you can see, we've really taken a deep dive into a wide range of these modern verbs today. From the very basics of how you consume online content to the more nuanced aspects of digital culture and interaction.
And what's so telling, I think, is how these verbs really reflect the fundamental shifts in how you communicate, interact, and even just navigate your daily life in the age of the internet and digital technology.
Yeah.
Understanding them truly offers like a clearer lens through which to view the modern world.
Absolutely. Hopefully this deep dive has given you a shortcut to feeling more confident and, up to date in your digital interactions. It really makes you think about how rapidly language adapts to new technologies and online behaviors, doesn't it?
It really does.
Which of these verbs do you find yourself using most often? And maybe, what does that tell you about your own relationship with the digital world? Consider also, given how many of these verbs relate to managing your online presence and interactions, what that says about the evolving nature of communication itself. It's definitely something for you to ponder.
Indeed. And this is really just a glimpse into the ever-evolving landscape of language. We look forward to future deep dives into more fascinating corners of language and culture with you.